everyone. Wake up, everyone. Hello. What do we want to say to the EU? Goodbye. That's right. And we want to say goodbye in a complete fashion. We do not want some souped-up version of Theresa May's surrender document. Oh, I'm not supposed to use the word surrender. It upsets the poor little dears. It makes them feel threatened. But what do you call it when you surrender the power to decide what happens in your own country to a foreign power? What is that if not surrender? So if they don't like the word surrender, they should stop surrendering. And then they wouldn't have to sit and listen to that word. But that is what they have been doing for the last 3 years. In 2016, 17.4 million people in this country voted to leave. They didn't vote to half leave. They didn't vote to just take back a couple of powers. They voted to leave. And they thought by that they meant that Britain was taking back control of her own laws, her own borders, her own trade deals, and was going to be governed by her own democratically elected government. That is what leave means. There's another word they don't like. They don't like the word betrayal. Oh. What do you call it when politicians say that they will respect the result of the referendum and then spend 3 years trying to do the exact opposite? If that is not a betrayal of a promise, what is it? So we're not just tossing words around. Those words, surrender and betrayal, have real meaning in the context in which we are using them. And our message to those wimps at Westminster is really very straightforward. They have a choice. Either Britain leaves the EU, or we will make sure that they leave Westminster. And that is why we're ready for the general election. It can't come soon enough for us, because that is the way that we shall finally ensure that we return to Westminster people who respect democracy, people who are determined to implement rather than ignore the clearly expressed will of the people. And it is that one word, democracy, which is why I joined the Brexit Party. I am almost as old as the Brexit Party itself. It was hardly formed when I stood by a Norwegian fjord and I crossed a Rubicon and I changed the allegiance of 55 years and I rang up Nigel Farage. He sounded surprised. But here we are now, after 25 weeks, with enormous election victories behind us, with tremendous energy, with huge support, storming ahead and rising in poll after poll. Here we are after just 25 weeks, and that, more than anything else, demonstrates how angry and frustrated and fed up Britain is with the current situation. We have a shambles of a parliament, a shambles. It is a parliament that is divorced from the people. It is a parliament that regards its business as hampering, overturning the government. The government itself is at war with the Speaker. Everywhere you look, we have the worst parliament since the Civil War. And I do not exaggerate. And the danger of delay is not just the very practical danger that British business can't get on and make plans, that British farmers can't make plans, that British fishermen can't make plans. It isn't just the prolongation of uncertainty time after time after time. It is also promoting this delay terrible divisions in our country. And those divisions will be healed when we have gone on and delivered Brexit and can get back to worrying about the NHS, the education system, law and order on our streets. That is when the healing process will begin. And it should have begun 3 years ago. We should have very, very simply said, we are going. Instead of which we spent 2 years saying, please may we leave. We never needed their permission to leave. And we should have said right at the start, we are going, and until we have concluded a satisfactory trade deal, then we are not paying a single penny in any divorce money. Now, I do not know whether Boris really means it when he says we are going on the 31st of October. But if he does mean it, and even more important than that, if he can really achieve it, and if he achieves it with a clean break, then we, the Brexit Party, will do all we can to make sure that he is able to carry that forward. But if he doesn't, then he is going to find that the next general election for him will be like leading the charge of the Light Brigade. Brexit to right of him, Brexit to left of him, Brexit in front of him, volleying and thundering. we mean it. We have the candidates in place. We are ready whenever the general election comes. So when we call out tonight that we are ready, we are not just saying that to the nation. We're not just saying it to ourselves. It is a solemn warning to Westminster. Heed the people or go. And we will make sure that you do. So, we're going to leave. And when we say leave, we mean leave. Theresa May's deal is not leaving. That is not leaving. And if that's what we end up with, we're going to be around causing trouble for a very long time to come. So my message to Parliament is this. Hear the people. Heed the people. Obey the people, which is what you said you would do. And make sure that your children and your children's children grow up in a free, independent, proud Britain, which is what we should all be campaigning for. So, we ready? Well, they heard that outside, but they didn't quite hear it at Westminster. Are we ready?
Fantastic, Anne. Isn't it great? Isn't it great?